In 2025, the world feels like it's holding its breath, a fragile calm hiding a storm. Markets are crashing, tensions are rising, borders are tightening, and governments are watching more than they're serving. From inflation to war, from censorship to digital surveillance, from broken promises to broken economies, people everywhere are starting to whisper the same quiet, terrifying question. What if I just left? But let's be honest, that question isn't about fear, it's about clarity. Because staying still when the ground is shaking isn't strength, it's denial. And leaving isn't running, it's planning, it's a strategy. Because in a world that's changing fast, the smartest move you can make is to give yourself a choice. A second citizenship isn't a luxury anymore. It's not just for billionaires or Instagram nomads. It's for anyone who wants options when the lights go out. It's protection, it's mobility, it's legal leverage when things go wrong. A passport that doesn't just open borders, but opens doors. Think about it. What would it mean to have a second home, a second identity, a second set of rights in a country that actually works? And what if it didn't take millions? What if you didn't need to wait 10 years? What if you didn't need to marry someone or fake a residency? What if the gates were already open and no one told you? Because the truth is, there are countries out there right now that offer real, legal, fast-track paths to second citizenship. No scams, no shady shortcuts, just real systems with open lanes and opportunities waiting. In this video, we're going to show you 5 of them. Countries where second citizenship is faster, easier, and more accessible than you've ever been told. Not because you're running away, but because you're thinking ahead. Not plan B, not plan C, but your plan A, if the world keeps unraveling the way it's going. Because this isn't about fear, it's about freedom. And in 2025, freedom starts with options. Let's begin. Before we dive in, if you believe in freedom, options, and staying one step ahead of the chaos, then subscribe now. Number 5, St. Kitts and Nevis, the passport you can buy. It's tiny, 2 islands, barely a dot on the map. But St. Kitts and Nevis holds something most countries don't, a shortcut. Because here, you don't wait years, you don't study for a test, you don't uproot your life or start over from scratch. You invest, and in return, you get a second passport. It's called the Citizenship by Investment Program, and it's one of the oldest and most trusted in the world. For a $250,000 donation to the country's Sustainable Island State Fund, you can get full citizenship in as little as 60 to 90 days. That's it. No language barrier, no residency requirement, no tax on foreign income, and no need to ever live there unless you want to. In just 3 months, you could be holding a passport that opens the doors to over 140 countries. The UK, the Schengen Zone, Singapore, Hong Kong, and many more. For entrepreneurs, global consultants, digital nomads, or anyone with one foot already out the door, this passport isn't a souvenir. It's a safety net, a legal way to create mobility instantly, a backup plan ready when you are. Now, let's be clear, this isn't cheap, and it's not for everyone. But for those who want a fast, clean, government-approved path to dual citizenship, St. Kitts and Nevis delivers. It's not just palm trees and sunshine, it's freedom in paperwork form. Because in a world where borders are tightening, this little island nation is offering something rare, a door that's still wide open. Number 4, Paraguay, the hidden gem nobody talks about. You won't see it on influencer feeds. You won't hear it in passport for sale headlines. But deep in the heart of South America, there's a country quietly offering one of the most overlooked opportunities in the world. Paraguay. No flash, no fuss, no million-dollar investment programs. Just one of the simplest, most accessible paths to second citizenship anywhere on Earth. Here's how it works. Deposit as little as $5,000 into a Paraguayan bank account. That's it. No real estate, no risky business ventures, no language test or confusing red tape. Just a basic deposit, and you're on your way to permanent residency. Even better? You don't need to live there full-time. You don't need to pay local tax as long as your income is earned abroad. And after just 3 years of holding your residency card, you can apply for full citizenship. That means a legal government-issued passport, visa-free travel to over 140 countries, including most of Europe and all of South America, and dual nationality without giving up your current citizenship. But here's what makes Paraguay different. It doesn't try to impress you. It doesn't need to. What it offers is something rare in 2025: simplicity, stability, and silence. In a world chasing headlines and building walls, Paraguay opens its doors with a whisper. It's not for everyone. It's not flashy. But for those paying attention, this is a golden ticket hidden in plain sight. And in a time when freedom feels expensive, Paraguay proves it doesn't have to be. Number 3, Turkey, the passport with power and property. Most people picture Turkey and think of the obvious. Mosques echoing the call to prayer, spice markets alive with color, coastlines that rival the Riviera. But beneath the postcards and the postcards is a geopolitical powerhouse, a nation that straddles continents and quietly offers one of the most powerful second citizenship options in the world. And the best part? It's fast, legal, and surprisingly within reach. Here's how it works. Invest $400,000 in Turkish real estate. That's it. A city apartment in Istanbul, a beachside villa in Antalya, even undeveloped land. Once the transaction is complete, you can apply for full Turkish citizenship. No residency requirement, no language test, no years-long waiting period. Just a property on a few months. And yes, your spouse and children can be included in the deal. One investment, one family, one passport. But this isn't just about paperwork, it's about positioning. Because Turkey isn't some peripheral player, it's a country that matters. NATO member, strategic ally, economic connector. It links East and West like no other. Want access to global trade? Want proximity to Europe, the Gulf, North Africa, and Central Asia all at once? Turkey is your launch pad. And that Turkish passport, it unlocks visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to 110+ countries, including Japan, South Korea, Brazil, and most of Latin America. And beyond mobility, you're getting access to world-class healthcare, growing universities, and an economy that, while volatile, creates unique opportunities for global investors. Is the lira unstable? Yes, but smart investors have already learned. Volatility creates value if you know where to look. In 2025, when the world feels like it's cracking at the edges, owning a second passport isn't just smart, it's protection. And Turkey? It's not just offering you a plan B, it's offering a front-row seat to the future. So if you've got the capital, the vision, and the courage to act, Turkey is open, and it's not waiting for the world to catch up. Number 2, Dominica. The budget citizenship route. It doesn't scream for attention, it doesn't promise yachts or mansions, but in a world full of chaos, confusion, and closed borders, Dominica whispers freedom. Tucked deep in the emerald waters of the Caribbean, this quiet island nation has created something rare in 2025. A second passport that's fast, legal, affordable, and most importantly, private. Here's how it works. Make a $100,000 donation to Dominica's Economic Diversification Fund. In return, you could have a full second passport in just 60 days. No residency required, no language test, no interview, not even a visit to the island. Just clean documents, a security check, and the door quietly opens. But this isn't just about the price tag. It's about what money can't usually buy anymore: privacy. Unlike many other countries, Dominica doesn't publish your name. No searchable database, no headlines, just silence. In a world of digital exposure, data leaks, and surveillance. That kind of confidentiality is golden. Now let's talk power. The Dominican passport gives you visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to 140+ countries, including the UK, EU Schengen Zone, Singapore, and Hong Kong. That's mobility most people dream of. without the million-dollar buy-in. And the financial perks? No wealth tax, no inheritance tax, no capital gains tax. It's not just a passport, it's protection. For entrepreneurs, remote workers, and families who want options without headlines, Dominica offers a clean escape hatch, without the noise. Quiet, quick, and completely legal. In 2025, that combination is almost impossible to find, but in Dominica, it's still real. Number 1, Uruguay, the only one that feels like home. It's not a shortcut, it's not a loophole, and it's not for people chasing passports like collectibles. Uruguay doesn't offer flash, it offers something better. Belonging. There's no golden visa here, no $100,000 donation, no luxury real estate requirement. What Uruguay offers is something rare in 2025. Simplicity, transparency, and dignity. Here's how it works. Move to Uruguay, make it your home, live there for 3 years if you've got a family, 5 if you're single. That's it. There's no language exam, no wealth test, no bureaucratic maze. Just prove you're a real resident. And Uruguay treats you like one of their own. But here's what really makes it different. Uruguay wants you to stay, not as an investor, not as a donor, as a neighbor. This is a country ranked among the most peaceful and politically stable in Latin America, where freedom of speech is protected, where same-sex marriage is legal, where cannabis is legal nationally, healthcare, universal and strong, education, solid and accessible, the passport, over 150 countries visa-free, including Europe, South America, and parts of Asia. It's powerful, but more than that, it feels earned. And unlike many places, Uruguay won't pressure you to renounce your first citizenship. Dual nationality is allowed. So if you're not just looking for a plan B, if you're looking for a new life that feels human, where the system still works and people still care, then Uruguay isn't just an option, it's a home waiting with open arms. A second passport isn't just a luxury for the elite. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's a lifeline. In a world that feels more fragile every day, mobility is power, and freedom is something you should never leave to chance. Because when economies crash, when borders close, when governments overreach, you won't want to be stuck waiting in line. You'll want options. And a second citizenship gives you exactly that. It's access to world-class healthcare without the wait list. It's the chance to start a business in another market. It's legal tax flexibility that could save your future. It's a home for your family if everything else falls apart. And in 2025, that what if doesn't feel so distant anymore. These countries don't wave shiny passports on Instagram. They don't promise the world in 90 days. But their systems work, quietly, efficiently. And if you know where to look, you can find the open door before it closes. Because second citizenship isn't just about escape. It's about strategy, protection, freedom, and maybe, just maybe, it's the smartest investment you'll make this year. Not for a plane ticket, but for peace of mind. And that's priceless. If this video opened your eyes, even just a little, then don't scroll away. Subscribe, because this isn't the last time the world will shift beneath our feet, but it might be the last time you're unprepared. On this channel, we break the silence. We expose the loopholes. We guide the thinkers, the doers, the ones who see the storm coming. So click that subscribe button. Share this video with someone who needs options. And remember, freedom starts with choices, and your next choice might just start here.